So now we are starting into Stormblood. The revolution has begun. Alfno is a man with a great deal on his mind.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lise. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
It makes sense.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lise's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Oh, they're asking me, and I just got up to grab a drink, so that way then I could plug my headset in.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there. I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations. Ready, my friend?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate, together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
Thousand moons apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? What are you up to? Still with the goofy boots, though. As you see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, I may have to stop introducing you as the Scion's reception and start with you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru, thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you liked it. With that, I delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward to Girabania. Our first stop will be at Amaryllis Spire in the East Shroud. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Garabania. Ah, the signs of the 7th dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? Yeah, it's that time.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Garabania once more. Me and my fellow scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Orsian Alliance, I welcome you to Castrum Oriens. Thank you, General. Were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them. We all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, Ilbert summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald is not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilbert's to make, and now we are bound by it. For weal or for woe, the Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Ah, of course, of all the casts in all the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing elegant weapon in Draconic Primal, Omega, and Shinryu. I think the Shinobi called it. Anyway, We've been setting their trail of destruction hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has, singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems, assuming the command was received and executed successfully. The weapon will be of no use to them, assuming we should hurry. The command was retrieved successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them, assuming we should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into Garabania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let us not waste any more time talking. Oh wait, it's Stream Raider time, so... Okay. There we go. Lisa's eager to leave Castromorians. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their locators are located in a place called Relgar's Reach, an old temple to the east of here across the Veladina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. No jumping or no flying for me, not yet at least. Still with me? Good. From here we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. No. You leave me alone. You stay back there. I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. You're wondering about the tower to the south. It's part of Castellum Villadina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolute miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Not interested, so I'm just gonna keep on running. Well, I passed one. That's okay. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Ralgar's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this? Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Ishtola. I take it they have a talent mage in the ranks, or perhaps an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms. Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Tataru told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know this, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit chummy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. Okay, well, we'll try not to do any such thing. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare.
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralgar's Reach, a holy place and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. The signs of the seventh dawn. No purpose of your visit and would like to give you a proper welcome. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our own doorstep. Come with me.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralga's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalimo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Ah, don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalimo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monago told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolga it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that.
Yeah, you have to formally invite us to come in.
So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Yeah, it don't sound great, does it?
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
Sounds downright shitty, actually, when they put it like that. have some gear improvements I could put on. Alphino is pondering how best to make use of your leisure. So it seems we find ourselves with a surfeit of free time. Ah, forgive me, you are free to look around Relgar's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. Let us make most of this opportunity to assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside out. I can show you around if you like. Great, let's get started. There's a jumping puzzle over in here somewhere that I never figured out where it was at or how to get up it. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me, but the truth is that we don't even count for half. We've got Hellsguard from all the way over by the Spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Moon, of the Sun like Nago. There's even some Beastmen, well, Beastwomen I suppose, like that one over there. She's an Ananta. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has, the rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics that twist metals and crystals into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work. But then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Relgar, shall we? Tune to this so that way I have it for the future. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The breaker of worlds who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Ada used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the 5th Astral Era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across the Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign. And lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky and led the way to these mountains of Garabania. Those who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast, hell's open, heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. That last part was inscribed on this stone by a monk of the Fists of Rhalgr. Ida explained it to me. A day will come bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I believe that everything we've been through, everything that's led us to this point, will see us through in the end. Sorry, that was all a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary? This is an infirmary, as you probably tell. Here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's a sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the costs, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aetherite Plaza next. When you've seen one Aetherite, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades when the Fist of Rhalgr was still here. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the settlers are next, but don't forget to attune to the Aetherite before you go. Which we just did. Arms, armor, potions, you name it, these folks have got it. Resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything or if you need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Oh, Afternoon and Alice are here. Why don't we see how they're getting on? Come to take the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants. They're a bold lot, that much is plain. If the Imperials found out they were peddling their wares to the Resistance, they'd be lucky to escape with their lives. Tis a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be said to be altruistic. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing your proposal and we're ready to receive you all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch Tola and Kryl, so if you'd like to follow me.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the Resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rolga's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree. But it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you lot. Monargo and Mefred will tell you more.
Understood. We won't let you down.
Right then, Naga and Mifred are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, one task is as good as any other. Make your choice, Illusion. She has a few things she would like to say. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Scions again for patching me up after I bled all over your floor. I owe you all my life, and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it was rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good me claiming my duties here couldn't wait, but a parting thank you was the very least you deserved. My apologies. And thank you. Now to business. Commander Kemp's entrusted me with a formal reply to be hand-delivered to the Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of our forces. What I need is an escort, 1 or 2 men at most, so we can make it to the wall swiftly and without attracting undue attention. Very well, I shall join you in this. General Dind commands the forces at Castle Marines. It should be simple enough to see it into his hands. Great, that's just what I wanted to hear. When you're ready to depart, meet me at the pass leading out of the Reach. Got everything you need? Good, and let us be off. Right there, out in the open. Pretty much right where I wanted to be. Quiet, hear that? That was a Cerulean engine backfiring. Imperials. You gods, you have preternatural senses. I didn't hear a thing. When you grew up hunting in these lands, you learned to discern the sounds that could mean life and death. Be they of a predator or a patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have 7 men patrol augmented with a single Magitech armor. Wide search pattern, divided into 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we should split up and try to take them all by surprise at the same time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams, 3 of us, nothing for it then. Where are they? Head north, you should see them along before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be just to the west. Best equipped to deal with that. We attack in 5. That should be enough time to get into position. Rendezvous on the west bank after. Any questions? No? Then good luck. Do the Stream Readers fight here. Okay, new battles posted up. Probably will be the last battle of the night. Sorry again for having such a late start into things. It looks like everything went to plan, not that I'm surprised. The 3 soldiers I faced didn't put up much of a fight. Most Imperials would get out here are conscripts from other provinces with little training and even less conviction. It's grim work killing men and women like that, but don't doubt that they'd do the same to you if the roles were reversed. And don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or no, a soldier piloting one of those things can kill a dozen good men in the blink of an eye. Not that I need to tell you that after what happened at the wall. Would like nothing more than to continue on to Castromorians. Right, I believe we've been rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices they're missing patrol. We're clear. Only Alliance patrols ahead. So the forces of the Castromorians were under the command of Flame General Bon Aldine, did you not? By Rogard, the Bull of Alamigo himself, I never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet the legend.
It is good to see you again, my friends. I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monago of Rolga's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
These are not the Blood Sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since. The massacres cast a pall over the whole resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
The people need proof of this, Father. Let us show it to them. I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamegan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
Aye. Aye. Once word spread that we'd won a battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at Castellum Villadina, naming the rival shipment rumored to have come from the research development facilities near the capital, containing prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that this armor has been field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces, may have before the day is out. Damn it all, more Magitech weapons, it's the last thing we need. Your concern is not unwarranted, but we needn't despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and 1 or 2 support units. With a well-laid ambush, we are confident we can destroy them all, hindering their development and delaying future deployment. And should we carry this out as a joint endeavor with the Resistance, they will have their rallying cry. It would mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go to war with the Empire, but you'd have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fight if they knew you weren't alone. They weren't alone. And you were going to have to do it eventually anyway. Exactly. So what I propose is simple: we harry their patrols to bait them into bringing their prototype weapons to East End, where our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed, and well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with his assessment and fully support his plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plan anon. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance. Yes, I somehow doubt you were intending to sit this one out. Bond knows exactly what he would like you to do. We've been careful to avoid needless shows of force this side of the wall, but that's all about to change, and when it does, you may be sure they'll send their new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation. From that look I see, it is a foregone conclusion. My thanks. Per Pippin's plan, we need to turn East End into an Imperial graveyard. You're a dab hand at this, and I'd be a fool not to use you. Head to the spot on your map right there. A patrol should be along shortly. Deal with them, then rendezvous with the rest of us at this location. go well. Actually, before we do that, do I have any... Yeah, I got enough time to gear up a little bit more. We'll go gear up first. Excuse me. Let's avoid the Leshy there, if at all possible. I remember this being a pain when this first came out. Mainly just because you just couldn't get into it. Oh, what to plan then? Good. Our scouts report that unit escorting the prototype weapons has left Castellum. Velodina, the resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive.
Things looked grim for us after Cartano, didn't they? Oh, how they doubted us. Yet here we are, right as rain, with fancy new toys to put through their paces. It's like all my name days have come at once!
You again!
Well, 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 if it isn't Garland's little troublemaker. I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head. That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush! Attack! Get after them, damn you! Now I've gotcha! You'll be weeping blood! Tizona! As a raging bull!
He who fights and runs, who in the hells are you lot? For Alamigo, let none escape. Ah, shit!
Damn it all! Miracles of Magitech design, my arse! I've passed harder stools than these piles of scrap. You'll pay for this. Mark my words, the next time we meet will be the last.
Aye, run and tell your viceroy. The day belongs to Alamigo! Yeah!
Yeah!
Well done, all of you. I'd call this operation a resounding success. Can't say I'm surprised the Bull of Alamigo had an impressive military record before he went west, as I recall. Credit where it's due, Master Kemp. 'Twas Marshal Terrapin who made this plan, and all of you, Resistance and Alliance alike, carried it out to perfection. Aye, that they did. Not a single casualty, for which I'm grateful beyond words. I've no doubt our comrades back at the Reach will feel the same. As will ours. It's been a pleasure, General. Until the next battle, I leave the Scions in your care. We shall return to the castrum then, Mr. Lavallee. Once more, you have my thanks, as Master Kemp said. Until the next battle. I'd heard stories, but to actually see you in action, I must have found myself pitying the Imperials. Seriously, though, it was inspirational. But you must be tired of hearing that. I'll keep it simple then. Thanks for the help out there. Okay, and that's where we'll leave it for tonight. I'd like to thank you all for joining us here this evening. Let's take a look and see who's out there to raid. Oh yeah, well let's first do the Stream Raiders fight. I think that's our highest amount we've ever gotten is 31. There's a lot of people that joined us this evening. Well, they're in Stream Raiders. Okay. And that's where we'll stop there for tonight. Let's see. Let us raid. Everiana. When we move over, go ahead and copy and paste this into chat. Let's see. They're playing Final Fantasy 14. Not quite sure what they're doing. I think they're doing an instance right now. But again, thank you, and hope to see you again tomorrow night. Ah. Oh, I've enjoyed it for years. So